Hello and welcome to this ASMR Reiki session. My name is Erin, if we've never met before, and I'm so glad that you're here. I'm excited to be back here. Thank you for, if you are a subscriber, if you used to watch my videos, hey, welcome back. Welcome back to all of us. I'm really excited to be here and to do this again. I'd like to do these whenever I feel the inspiration strike, and honestly just between life getting busy and kind of feeling disconnected, disconnected to wanting to make videos for YouTube. I'm excited to be back, and yeah, so thank you again for being here. This session, the theme for this session is about trusting the process, which is a topic that I could definitely use in my life, and that has been something on my mind, but also just when I sat down to make this, felt like something that I could offer right now. So yeah, settle in, get comfortable. I'm a Reiki master, Reiki practitioner, so I will be sending Reiki through time and space, and you can choose to accept it. You don't have to do anything. And also I like ASMR. I like some tapping, some maybe some spray sounds, so most likely we'll have those in here. Let's get started. Begin to settle in and notice your breathing. We'll go ahead and set our intention verbally over the candle flame. And setting our intention for the session. So on behalf of your highest and greatest good, in perfect comfort, alignment, empowerment, and peace, I wish to conduct this by proxy distance Reiki healing session in order to help you trust the process wherever you can use that in your life, mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, or all of the above. Trusting that the only constant is change, and how can we create some groundedness in our physical selves? How can we trust in something bigger than ourselves, that we don't have to have all of the answers in order to feel really connected, rooted to ourselves, to our lives, to our values. So go ahead and take a deep, full breath in, filling up, holding for a moment at the top, and letting go, softening, settling, enjoying the breath. I'm going to begin with some incense here. This is folk essence, and it is incense for change. Cypress ginger incense, and it says, "Seize change, seize the day." So I thought this would be nice for us. And ginger for all of its calming of like the stomach and the digestion, and then cypress for the grounded, rooted energy. So using this to draw in the Reiki symbols through time and space, connecting us. And if you're not familiar with Reiki, Reiki is a Japanese healing modality that really allows us to connect with this universal light, this universal energy force that is loving, relaxing, and can help the energy centers of the body to optimally run. So you might feel something as I send this Reiki. You might feel coolness or heat or tingling. You might feel emotional. You might not feel anything at all, and that's okay. You might feel really sleepy, really relaxed. You might also just go to sleep, which is all okay, and you're not missing anything. You're still receiving the Reiki, even if you just fall right asleep. So sending this to you through time and space. And with this, how can we soften into compassion during times of change? So oftentimes, at least for me, I want to know what the next thing is going to look like, all the details that I can possibly get my hands on. How can we surrender in a way that is like, I'm surrendering because I don't know, and in that I'm taking my power back, because all I can do is do this one day at a time. All I can do is trust to do the right next thing, and trust that I can tune into, my intuition, my desires, my passions. I can tune into that. I can remember that, I'm not alone on my journey, that I don't need to have all the answers, to have it all figured out today. Releasing that space. Releasing and really dropping that urgency, even when things feel really urgent. Coming down through your left side of your body. The left side of the torso, the length of the left arm, the hands, the left hand, down through the left side, the left leg, the left lowest point of the body, the foot, and then up through the left ear, the face, the jaw muscles, the temple, and around to your right side. So let's start here. The right temple, the right eye, muscles of the jaw, down through the shoulder, the length of the right arm, the fingertips, the right leg, and the right foot, coming up here through the center line of the body. So this incense is just helping clear anything that you're ready to let go of, anything that's keeping you feeling like cynical, if that's the right word, or like judgmental of where you're at in the process, or any of that, like comparing your journey to someone else's. That can be really tough. Oftentimes we do it from a place of like, well, I'm not there and they are, and therefore we make ourselves wrong for it. Taking a deep breath in and a long breath out. heart space. This beautiful heart space I'm seeing. I first heard like sea otter, but I think that's just an otter or maybe a sea lion. So those types of creatures here in the heart space. Both of those creatures are, to me, feel very joyous. They feel very like at peace with the current. We're gonna come in with some dried pine. I just offered it to you, like you could smell it. It really doesn't smell. It smells more when you burn it, which I think is the point. So let's burn it here. These are dried pine needles, and I thought pine would be really good for this session because it's so grounding, even in like the winter months, right? Like it's a tree that stays green even in the winter, and that's just its process, right? Not all trees stay green, but this one does, you know? Yeah, okay, now it smells. That makes sense. So how can we remain rooted, remain at home in our bodies, even and especially during times of change, when like we're not quite sure what the next thing's gonna be, or just like any adjustments in your life. I find those really tough. I often think if I could just keep everything the same and just have things exactly the way I want them, and it's not possible. You know, so much of life is out of our hands. And thank goodness I don't need to be the one controlling all of that. You know, so trusting the process. What does that look like to you in your heart space? What does that feel like? Is it maybe a dropping of the shoulders? Dropping the shoulders away from the ears? Is it a softening in the muscles of the face? Is it imagining lying back into, you know, a flower petal or a soft cloud or a loved one's arms and just feeling like supported? You don't have to hold so much in the physical body, bracing for what I do. I feel like I brace for the worst, or like just expect the worst and hold on so tight. It can be so exhausting. So let's take some of this rose oil. Rose petals, peony, and bergamot. It has these beautiful petals. I'm going to take this in my hands here. I'm going to energetically massage through the temples. And if this feels good for you, also know you can, you know, give yourself a gentle face massage or like a gentle massage if that feels good in the muscles of the face, around the eyes, around the jaw muscles, and the tops of the shoulders. And here I'm going to take a little shaker of salt I have and just help to release some energy around the tops of the shoulders. And we're going to smooth out the energy so that you feel like you're wearing this shawl or like cloak, maybe weighted blanket or something that just feels like you're able to feel confident trusting the process. Like it's like you put on this layer that allows you to be like, you know what? I can soften here. I can relax my shoulders back down towards the earth. I can reinvent or change myself or like discover new parts of myself. Like it's okay to change. And I think that's also really interwoven with this theme, like permission to change your mind, permission to permission to change your mind, permission to learn something new, to do it a different way. I'm going to take this piece of septarian calcite. I love this one. It's awesome, wonderful for grounding ancient wisdom, for tapping into these new ways of being, this new ecosystem. It's like you could go all these different ways, right? Trusting that process. So I'm going to place this at the base of your feet. I'm going to place this piece of snowflake obsidian. Love this one. This is lava glass or something. And then this beautiful snowflake looking pattern on here. So I'm going to place this at your third eye. This is also wonderful for grounding, peace, clarity, just remembering who you are, protection. Beautiful. Placing that at the third eye and taking this piece of flower agate. I'm going to place this one at the heart space. This really does feel like that sea lion or otter energy where it's very playful, very connected to that inner child. Very similar to the sled riders we have over here. Taking a deep breath into the heart and out. Beautiful. And our second to last crystal here, this is Dalmatian jasper. And I love this one for joy. It's just like such a joyful stone. But I think pretty sure like the speckled parts are obsidian. So it's also, or I don't know if it's obsidian or tourmaline, it might be. So it's also super protective. I'm going to place this at your lower belly, so your sacral chakra, which is associated with emotions. How can we find joy in the process? Whatever the process may be for you. Or just like, how can you find joy in your life right now? I'm seeing a squirrel here, and squirrels often can represent that need to like stockpile for the winter of like, well, there's not enough, so I just need to get as much as I can. It reminds me of the feeling of like, I'm like this, and I know I'm not the only one. When I get new stickers, like I don't want to use them because I'm like, well, what if I, like, that's such a commitment to be like, well, this sticker is gonna just get stuck and then that's it. So I'll like trying to be better about it this year. Just use the stickers you want to use. But it reminds me of that squirrel energy of like, well, I can't be joyful right now, you know what I mean? Like there's this going on, or like this situation, and or maybe it's a metaphor too for like stockpiling your joy, like an invitation to, no matter what's happening outside, like to be able to have these like acorns of joy in your heart. So however you want to see that, of, I think all things can have positives and negatives and things, but however you want to feel into that squirrel energy here in the sacral chakra of emotions, passion, creativity. Finally, taking this piece of ocean jasper, and I love this for connecting to the third eye and the crown. It has this little piece taken out here, this little notch taken out. It also kind of looks like a little crystal cave you could climb into. So I picked this because it's just that connection with something bigger than yourself, like the ocean, like your higher power, your angels, whatever you call it, nature, God, whatever word you use, your community even. So just placing this, it also has these cool pathways too, like the septarian calcite did. So placing this at the third eye and the crown. Seeing like these like tapes, like cassette tapes, maybe reviewing like the tapes that are playing in your head of like, is this time to like recycle this one, or like what are these tapes playing in my head that I can look at and be like, yeah, that one is really old, like I don't know if I even believe that one anymore, like what good is that one doing? And I don't know if you could do this with cassette tapes. I'm actually not sure, but I know on VHSs you could like record over them. I think you could do that with tapes too. I don't know though. But that feeling of like you can reimagine this new narrative, or like what actually do you want to be saying about this, or like rewriting some intention. And it can be simple. It doesn't have to be like, oh, this is, some big thing, but it's like, do I really even believe that? And do I want to keep like saying that about this situation or this thing? Or can I redo this tape? Can I create a new monologue about this? I'm also seeing a bear here, which is wonderful for like starting a new chapter, emerging after the winter. The power and patience, the grounding of the bear energy is so beautiful. So if any of these animals really resonate with you too, feel free to, look them up, spiritual meaning of, and then the animal. And know that you can work with them in your life as archetypes, as personas to help you in your life. And yeah, that they can be familiar friends on your path. Again, a reminder that you don't have to do this alone. So we will begin to close here. I'm going to take some spearmint essential oil. in my hands. That was a lot. That was a bunch. And using this to fluff up your aura, getting it nice and cozy and comfortable. Spearmint again for that like digestion, physical, spiritual, being able to like go with the flow, trust the processing of things, trusting that there's so much going on behind the scenes that like even if you feel like you're not moving forward, there's so much growth happening even when you don't see it. I'm going to take some of this protection. Oh no, that's not what it is. Yeah, protection mist. The witch's shield. Spraying this all around you. And to your right side here, or your right side. Continuing to fluff up your aura, getting it nice, cozy, comfortable, integrative of all that we talked about, that we felt through, and just remembering more than anything that you are not alone in what you're feeling. You can weather so many storms. You also deserve ease. You deserve rest. You deserve comfort and love and support. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'm wishing you so much love, good energy, many blessings for this new year, 2026, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you again so very much, and thank you to everyone on Patreon too. I really appreciate you being there and supporting me, and thank you for being here, and I will see you soon. Thank you.